I've been hiding offline for about 6 weeks. I needed to take some time away to reconnect with myself and learn some more about myself in a space that felt private and calm. And I just wanted to share some of the things that I have learned in those 6 weeks and some of the habits that I have created for myself that took my mindset from being negative to positive. One of the first things that I did to help shift my mindset from a negative to a positive mindset was that I reduced my social media consumption. What I realized in taking that time away from my social media is it gave me the scope to actually tailor the content that I wanted to consume. So rather than going through a constant stream of endless videos on social media, I started using YouTube and looking up subjects and things that actually interested me. I started to look at things about how I would change my mindset and what I could do to take my mindset from a negative to a positive. Really fascinated by manifestation, by mindset work, inner child healing, all of those wonderful things that really help you to delve into that shadow part of yourself and help you heal yourself, which is what I spent my time doing. The next habit I started doing was meditating. It's just 10 minutes, just peaceful, not worrying about anything else that's going on my phone or outside my house. And I just get to spend 10 minutes just focusing on me and how I'm feeling, checking in with myself, and just setting myself up with that kind of energy that I want to then carry through for the rest of the day. With that being said, the next thing I'm going to come on to, and one of the habits that I have changed, is self talk. Before, I was in the habit of speaking to myself in a way that really wasn't very nice. And it was the only way I was speaking to myself. I wasn't speaking to anybody else like this. I wouldn't dream of speaking to anybody else like that. But I made it okay to speak to myself in a negative way. I would tell myself I was no good at something, or something was going to be really hard, or why would anyone want to hear what I was saying? And even just sitting down to film this video, I could feel the negative self-talk like starting to come back in again. And I noticed that when I did that, it kept me stuck and it kept me from feeling like I wasn't able to do things. It's one of those habits for me that is probably been one of the hardest ones I've had to do. I didn't realize until very recently just how negatively and how persistently negatively I was speaking to myself. It was constant, it was all the time. I didn't even realize I was doing it. Then one day I just suddenly realized I was just like, almost like I visualized I was like going down a slide, a spiral slide. And it was just negative thought after negative thought, and it was just like I was just going down and down and down and down and down into this like perpetual vortex of just negativity. And it was only when I was like, oh my gosh, how long have I been talking to myself like this for, that I stopped sliding down this spiral. It was only then when I was like, oh, okay, no, we need to come out of that and come out of this pit and start speaking to ourselves nicely. So now when I notice if I have any self-doubt or any negative thoughts that start creeping in, I just stop and I just have a little conversation with myself, and I ask myself why I'm feeling this way and why those thoughts are coming up. And I comfort myself, truly, like put my hand on my chest and I tell myself I'm okay, because that's all the negative self-talk is for me, is it's a fear response and it's trying to keep me safe. The next habit that I have adopted is journaling. Now, this isn't a new habit for me. I have been in the habit of journaling for quite some time now, probably a few years, but I would say that I was inconsistent with my journaling. I would only really journal sporadically every now and then, whereas now I journal every single day. When I journal first thing in the morning, it just allows a conscious stream of my thought, whatever is going on in my head, to just be put onto paper. It must be noted as well that I am currently in the process of doing the artist's way, which is that you do need to do your morning pages. That's not to say as well that I don't pick up my journal multiple times a day. If I find myself stuck in a loop of the same thoughts going over and over and over and over in my head, I put them on paper. Also, let me know down in the comments if you're interested in my experience with the artist's way. I'm about 3 weeks into it and I am loving it. So if anyone wants to know about that, let me know. My journal also allows me the space to write my manifestations and write affirmations and my goals, and it's just a really safe space for me to just be. You know, they say that your mind is so powerful, and it's so true. Your mindset and your mind is so powerful, and it's absolutely incredible just how much has changed for me by just changing how I show up for myself every single day, how I talk to myself, how I care for myself, and the habits and routines that I have put into my life that actually benefit me and make me feel better. So, with that being said, I cannot wait to share more of that with you in this space. I'm so excited. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'd love for you to join me here. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.